Are you ready?
Yeah. Hi, guys. This is Lord Vulcan Tommy by government name. I'm the owner of Alpha Pack Corporation and Alpha Pack Financial. So what we do is we work in various industries such as entertainment, marketing, obviously that includes merchandising and all of that. And financially, we're doing brokering and so forth.
You on mute.
Unmute.
Mute.
Unmute.
You on mute.
I'm here. Sorry, guys.
Man, 2021 challenges. Mute and mute.
I had to move. It was getting hot outside. Sorry. Anyway, okay. Let me break down our corporation. We work in various sectors of
Vulcan
entertainment.
can't hear you properly.
You can't hear me properly.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you talk.
Okay. So Alpha Pack Corporation is a multi-industrial company. Let's put it like that. We generally work in the sectors of entertainment. Right now, tech development. We've got a recording label under us.
Vulcan.
The list is quite long. Hello?
Yeah, like how
Can you hear
put
me?
this in the, can you like I don't know, I don't move closer or like I can't hear you clearly. Like that's what I
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's literally it's a multi-industrial corporation. So where we deal with entertainment, tech development, artist development too in entertainment, media, various aspects of media, merchandising, and so much more. There's way too much for me to actually. I think I need a speech for that. And then Alpha Pack Financial. This is where we literally host other businesses and we deal with their insurance dealings and whatever for them on our like as a third party dealership, as a third party sales team. So overall, I'm running 7 different kind of divisions. Um, I barely do have time to myself, but overall, the problem is right now when you're looking at the current sector as a whole of entertainment, it's become monopolized. So we literally always have to be on edge and add a personal touch that everybody can relate with. So we have to find a way to fit in but stand out at the same time. So in every division, we have to add a personal touch so that everybody is, yeah, so that everybody, it reaches everybody without it being the same as everybody. So in all aspects, you look at South Africa's tech development, our app development right now, the percentage is very low worldwide. So we literally have nobody working in that sector full on. We have very limited app developers in this country right now. And yeah, so we literally trying to close the gap in being from national to international as a company, and we are not trying to limit ourselves to just one industry. Anywhere where South Africa lacks is where we want to fill the gap.
Thank you so much, Vulcan.
You understand, in the entertainment industry, it's undervalued here in South Africa. We are literally living on a bracket with no support from the government. It is monopolized, and it's not supportive of any creative directive to literally lead the country in other job opportunities. So you basically look at children now; they look up to American artists, American DJs,
Yep.
and our country as a whole is not accepting of that. And the only way they say you are going to be successful is if you go to school, you get your degrees, you go finish. So here's the problem. The same thing in the tech industry. You understand? I understand that they have fundings, but they come with terms and conditions that will later on inhibit you from continuing or from growing. So, as Brother Lukolo said now, he said he started in his own dime, and that's very respectable. But I mean, if his child is coming out fresh out of high school with an idea, he's reluctant to take it to the government because he knows there's one or two things that might happen. He will not receive the funding, or they're going to steal his idea. because he's not educated well in the business form, in the practical form, not the theory. So it limits the kids from actually trying to reach more potential things with the government's help to develop the country forward. You look at America. America has they have tech events where kids come through and they always present their ideas, everything. They inspire it. They actually even fund it, even when it comes to arts. Yet our country right now hesitates and limits the potential and the vast value of the entertainment sector. Say the sector, sorry. And regarding finance, the finance industry is very closed, which is why I made it I made it an objective to literally get my foot in the door, because everybody is allowed to start one, but if you are allowed to continue, relies on those who have been there before you. So you understand, to break the narrative, the government does not support those SMEs, small businesses that want to break into financial sectors. They do not welcome it well, because at the end of the day, it's monopolized. So we literally have to break down that barrier of saying the government has the potential to learn. But the problem is now the pride that they've put into the thing is like, we won't listen to children. The world cannot develop with people who do not want to change, who do not want to influence change.
Yeah.
We'll always be stuck in one mindset that this is the way things are done. Because now kids, here's the worst part, is kids now are literally educated, have degrees, have diplomas, have masters. They followed the structure that the government says. But now when you come out of school, you're either overqualified or you're underexperienced. So you understand, now SMEs have to step in, where you say, look, despite whether you have a degree, and this is the problem, there's people with no matriculant certificates, but they're definitely creative. They don't have a place to go because you've given it one option. There's no multiple options. There's no value of other ways to make money, to survive off your talent. It's not valued. It's looked at as a hobby, not as a job. So which limits the whole entertainment industry as a whole, and which is why events are literally hosted by set companies. They don't give out their contracts easily. So we literally need to they need to literally step up in listening to the young, so that they can develop with us instead of hindering progress. Let's put it that way, in both sectors, entertainment and the financial. I think that's the safest thing that we need to do, because our children now are literally giving up on dreams that could make a difference in the world, but yet they don't even get a foot in the door, because no one is telling them, come here. Literally, no one's saying, come here, let me talk to you, which is why I deal differently with my artists too. My artists know that you keep literally 100% of your royalties. I do not want anything for that. The one thing I want you to do is reach your potential first. Let's deal with that. You have your opportunity. Let me give you the opportunity. Let me get you the door with my connections. Let's take it from there. So, the freedom to create allows people to be inspired. But if you're obligated to create, it inhibits you from being inspired. So it's a double-edged sword. If there's no other avenue to say, I would like to start an art school, a public art school. Like in Johannesburg right now, we only have one, which is National School of Arts.
National School of Arts, yeah. And the sad thing about this whole thing is that the arts and the entertainment, the media industries are the ones that are getting a huge knock, especially from the government. I don't know if we don't have that credibility or what, or is it academic driven or something like that. But you always find that, like I said, there are a lot of people who are successful in their own rights, as artists, as media personalities, as media business people that didn't even reach the furthest of their education because of the talent and the skill and the drive. And I think that's another conversation that we need to sort of open in schools and stuff, and encourage these kids who are skilled like that to sort of and also encourage the parents. So, you know what? We're not saying leave school. We're not saying don't focus on academics, but also flip the page a bit. See if you can maybe focus on the skills, what can happen. Do you know what I mean? But that's another topic for another day. And
another day, yeah.
Yeah. But just moving on, as much as you know, people who are inspired enough to be able to get themselves off the ground and start their own thing and without getting help from you know, other entities like the government or even the private sector. But we all know, you know, like an essential ingredient for growing businesses is access to capital, you know, at the right time.
Capital, yeah.
Yeah. So moving on to my next question, I would like to ask the guys on the floor, should you get, or when you look for capital, what do you look at? Do you look at an investor that will help you reach your goals, that will, you know, accelerate your business? So that's an accelerant. Or do you look for an enabler, somebody who believes or who shares your vision? What is more important? Is it the capital or somebody who helps you drive the narrative of your business? And obviously, eventually, you'll get to greater heights.
Am I starting?
If you want.
Well, it looks like I'm on the screen anyway, so might as well. Let me break it down this way. When I look at potential investors, I don't look for governmental investments first and foremost, because it comes back to limiting. You understand? There's always a thing where they say they have to be politically correct, and you cannot control what is politically correct all the time towards however you approach any situation, because you need directors with people that believe in you. So your investors should be as passionate when they listen. This is what I look forward to when I listen to people and I speak to, just like I'm speaking to you guys. I mean, I want to feed off your passion and the interest of whatever I'm speaking about or whatever the next person is speaking about. That's when I say, hey, I've got a business idea. I literally have a test for people I actually want to work with long term. Sorry. I literally say, let's start something small that could literally be anything. Let's go into the auction business. Let's go buy stuff and sell stuff. I want to see what you do with that, how you deal with that knowledge, and I'll put you through that. And if you're as passionate as I am in working, not about the money, in working towards reaching a goal. This is what we're going to do with this money at the end of the year. That's when I know, okay, this is what I'm actually busy with, and this is what I'm dealing with now. So, you know, this is why you say humility plays a big role in running a full-time company, because many people literally get fooled by the money, and then it comes with the cars, and then you never see yourself getting voted out of your own company. So if you're not aware of who you invest with or who you get into bed with, you will always be at risk, without knowing what their determination is of you and what their perspective of you is, because they can look at you and say they undermine you and tell you, yeah, we're going to take your company from you, so let's sign these papers. And you're not aware, because at the end of the day, all you saw was a Ferrari, a BMW, or big house, big mansion. And there's your dream gone in 5 minutes. You just signed it away for one check when you could have made 20 more of the same checks with a person that's actually inspired by you. I have a step that I usually take. I have to outline what kind of energy I plan to attract outside tomorrow. Like, so if I'm going on a business trip or a seminar or whatever, I have to determine what my outcome is before I get to that position. So whoever I meet that aligns with my current directive and what I've written down, what I've set for myself as my Bible for that time, that's how I manage my networking system, which is why I limit it. Personal, they say you can't have personal in business, and which is why most businesses fail, because they refuse to keep the personal. Every billionaire right now, for instance, Elon Musk, he's very passionate about what he develops at Tesla. So which makes it he's got a personal stake in it because he enjoys what he does. So if you're going out and you're looking for like-minded people, have a structure of what requirements they should meet. So when you go out with your objections, list the requirements of people you want to attract to, whether they're investing or you just want them to work with you or you just want to bounce ideas off them. Let me break this down to you. You see, like negotiations are very important, but you need to understand the key to getting a good deal out of anything that you want to do is you have to be observant. You understand? People project how they're going to treat you when you approach them. So you obviously now need to be an observer before you approach anybody. You know what to expect. I think you need to have. I say for myself, you need to have a basic understanding of psychology. Because if you don't know body language and you don't know the structure of how people approach you and how to approach people, you will always be second. Because now you're at a position of weakness. You always need to negotiate at a position of power. So when you limit yourself and when you go in blindly and hope for the best, this is when they see you're desperate. Never show them that you're desperate. I mean, that's how you get taken advantage of, and especially for young children these days. Like it's even worse in the entertainment industry when I see kids signing over their lives right now, and they like,
Yes.
and you look at it and they're like, they've got contracts where they get 50,000 for 5 years. They don't even know what that means. And so they literally cut their legs off before they could even make a dream out of this. So they struggle before they even get to walk. So they approach on a position of being desperate, not in a position of power. This is what I offer. You understand? You as Molesh, you need to be like, this is what I offer, take it or leave it. You have to
Yes,
have the
yes,
take it
yes.
or leave it attitude. If you do not, you will always succeed to negotiations falling into under not in your favor. Sorry. They won't be falling in your favor. If you don't come from a position of strength, you're going to be taken for granted.
Yeah.
So the minute you
That's
drop your guard, that's when they take advantage. They wait for you to drop your guard. So you must always be aware. This is why observation is a key skill for negotiations.
yeah.
I think on my side, I generally tell you to have a basic understanding of your terms and conditions in everything that you do. Um, you understand, like for the tech development sector, as I tell you also, the problem is it gets expensive to patent anything. You understand, depending on the value that they give you, the evaluation you get to patent it, it actually inhibits you from actually wanting to actually make this fully yours because it becomes a heavily cost before you come into production. So you literally have to go in knowing your terms and conditions. What are your setups and setbacks? So what are you willing to accept and what are you not willing to accept? So literally you need to be guarded on all fronts. Have a basic understanding of your law. If you don't have that, you will always be taken advantage of regardless. And you won't even see it coming. The worst thing is the kids that are so good. Like I don't know. I love the way some kids are so dedicated to everything that they do now. Um, when they want to start things, when they want to build things, when they see businesses where they're passionate about whatever, even merchandising. You look at them and they want to talk to people with money, and they forget that they're forsaking the business because they have no structure to support them from being robbed legally. I just call it a legal heist. Because if somebody gives you an idea and they don't bring anything, any form of security to keep you from doing it, like it's a legal heist. And you can't even be mad at that because it's your fault. You never had a basic structure of your terms and conditions. What are you willing to let go of? Young about Ulukolo said, you can't you can't literally give them the whole blueprint. Give them the outline of what's your project meant to do. So if you do get into it, if they want specifics, you should know they don't want you, they want your design. So So you know when to walk away at the same time. So you must always be aware of. That's why I'm saying terms and conditions are very vital. Anything that needs good, any good content has a storyline. Any good book has a great title.
Exactly.
Focus once you have a great title, follow the storyline of that. You understand? This is why some of the biggest content creators on TikTok and YouTube have a big story, and which is why they get the following, because now everybody's literally is literally starting with the story. What's my objective? What's the plan? What are we doing? How do we move forward? You know what I mean? You have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. If your content does not have that, you're constantly just rolling around in one circle. So if you inhibit the structure of your storyline and your design of your content, you deny yourself the true potential of what your story could be. If you're in a hurry, content development is never done immediately. It needs a plan. Just like any good business. Be greedy with yourself. Be greedy to yourself. First and foremost, if you're starting a business, be greedy to yourself. Not everybody relies on brands. You do not have to have the latest everything to be in business. You understand? The most hidden people are the most successful within business. Don't ever look at a label and says this defines you. Don't. Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you, Goddess. You're welcome.
So don't jump into the whole social expectation that now that I have a company, I need to have an expensive car. Keep quiet. I think keep quiet and keep to yourself before you reach any goal. Just keep your head down, because not everybody is going to wish you well, and energy flows. You know what I mean? Energy responds to energy. So if you're going to be public with your stuff is going to be public and it won't have value. But if you keep to yourself and you work, you put the work in, you stay down, you limit yourself from saying, I just made my first million, I need to buy a Lamborghini or whatever, you know? Limit yourself from your spending habits that you see that people have when they have money with their first amount. Have you ever noticed that anybody that's made a million, their first million, never makes it again? Because they've already fit into the social structure that they need to grow and they need to buy this now. They can't wait 10 years to buy it because they've bought something like this before, and now it's always in their reach. It's about settle your expectations. Don't be happy for disappointment, and because it will obviously make you better. There's no way disappointment, a setback is a set up for a comeback. I've always believed that. So, if somebody says if you can get 100 no's and then one yes, that one yes will make up for the 100 no's. So, think about what you want to do. And I mean, right now, and especially for young people, keep to yourself. And when I say keep to yourself, don't be spending unnecessary amounts going to do things that don't actually fit your directive. Don't break habit. Make sure that your habits towards growing your business become your Bible. Become the structure and your testimony towards development and self-growth. Because at the end of the day, if you keep following, as I say, social constructs, you'll never make your next million again, or your 100 million, or 10 million. If you basically live within the construct of saying, this is 1, 2, 3, and I'm just gonna live my life. Life is too short. Don't think like that. Refrain from thinking that life is too short and you have to do everything now. If you don't have a savings plan, plant seeds. Think of other ways to invest. Now, he's in capital. If you can get his information from Malesh, ask him what it takes to actually get invested at a young age, so that you can choose an age where you want to retire, not that you want to wait till 60 to to literally have a soft life. I mean, everything, plan everything to the T. Don't settle, and keep yourself, for the fact that you still have the power to move now, fight as much as you can for what you want.